Welcome back from the city of Bogotá, the capital of Colombia. As I mentioned in my last video, Latin America, and Colombia in particular, has a reputation of having a high crime rate. Although this stereotype is a bit exaggerated, there's a bit of truth in it. So in this video I will give you my tips and tricks on how you can stay safe in Bogotá and make the most out of your trip. Of course, the advice I am about to give you isn't specific just to Bogotá. You can use it to stay safe in other places too. And remember, don't let the risk of being a victim of crime scare you off from traveling. 99.9% of people you meet will be nice. With that said, let's get on with the video. Firstly, let's go through the basics. You should of course avoid dangerous areas, be it slums, favelas, etc. You should also avoid going out at night, especially if you're traveling alone. In case you want to go somewhere at night, getting a cab is probably your best option, since they are very cheap in Colombia. A 5-kilometer ride is only about 35,000 pesos, and you can use the Cabify app to call a cab. You can also ask your hotel to call one if you need it, and they'll probably be more than happy to help. Otherwise, Bogotá has a very interesting public transport system. As of right now, the city does not have a subway, although there is one in construction planned to open in 2028. Instead, they have a rapid transport bus system called the Transmillennial. They have big bus stations that are designed to look like metro stations, and the buses have designated lanes to make traffic flow quicker. There are also smaller buses going throughout the city, and a bus ticket will cost you 2,500 pesos. The biggest safety risks will be when you're walking down the street, so now I'm going to tell you what I do to be as safe as possible while on the streets of Bogotá. Here's what I always bring with me while I'm going out. Phone, fake wallet, I will explain more later, public transport card, power bank, headphones, charger, sunglasses, waist bag, spare coins, and of course, face mask. Now I'm gonna show you where you should keep everything while you're out on the streets. First out is your phone, probably the most important thing. I always keep it in my front left pocket, because then I always know where it is and I can just put my hand down, grab it if I ever need it. You should never put anything in your back pockets, because that makes it much easier for the pickpockets to steal it. Second out is the fake wallet. I usually keep it in the same pocket as my phone, or you can put it in the other pocket, whichever suits you best. Next up is the spare change. I always keep it in my back pocket, because in case someone comes up to me and begs me for money and won't leave me alone, I can just grab the coins and hopefully it will make them go away. My public transport card I usually keep in my right front pocket, where I also usually put my camera, but of course I can't show you that right now, because, you know. My headphones usually go in the same pocket as my phone, but where you choose to put them is not so important really. You should keep your most valuable possessions close to your chest, and I mean it literally, because here is where I usually put my money and my credit card when I go out, so that if I were to be robbed, they probably won't find it. My power bank goes on my trousers here, which also makes it easy for me to keep my phone charged if I need to charge it while I'm walking. And I usually tie my jacket around my waist like this, because you never know when you might need it, because Colombia is after all the most rainy country in the world, and it also protects my back pockets from pickpockets. Finally, face mask and sunglasses. I actually got a tip about wearing sunglasses from my Mexican friend, who told me that wearing sunglasses is a good way to make you look much more intimidating on the streets, which will deter pickpockets and potential robbers. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my fake wallet. I have a little bit of money here and a few fake cards that aren't really worth anything, but if someone was to approach me with a weapon like a knife or a gun, for example, and I gave them this, it would probably be enough to satisfy them and enough for me to get away. You should always look up the directions for where you're going from a safe place before you leave. For example, from your hotel, a restaurant, or a museum. A confused tourist in the middle of a street, unsure where to go, is a prime target for criminals. In Colombia, there is a saying called no dar papaya, which translates to don't give papaya. And what this basically means is you shouldn't make yourself a target. You shouldn't go around flashing expensive brand clothing or your brand new iPhone. The more vulnerable you look and the richer you look, the more likely you are to be robbed. It is important to be aware of your surroundings when you're going out. Keep an eye on people and try to avoid those who seem to be unstable or acting hostile. If someone tries to approach you, keep your headphones in and avoid eye contact, and they will most likely leave you alone. You should also keep your eye out for a safe place to go nearby if someone won't leave you alone. Most stores have security guards at their entrances, and police officers are pretty common too. So if someone won't leave you alone and you suspect they might try to rob you, approach a police officer or a security guard and they will most likely back off. Now, most of this advice is overkill and you hopefully won't need to use any of it, but as always, it's better to be safe than sorry. With that said, thank you all for watching this video and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Goodbye.